Hey everybody, welcome to Just Us Up North. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Not totally different, but you'll see as we get into it. I've got a little bit of time off. It's a rainy day and the 4th of July holiday is coming up and we are in need of some brat and burger buns. So I'm going to try my hand at making buns today. I'm very blessed to have a wife that is an excellent baker. But as anyone in the preparedness mindset knows that if you want to learn how to do something, you just got to dive in and do it. So I hope you will come on my journey with me today as I try and make buns. So let's get started. Let's get started. We're going to use a mixer today, but to start out with, I have 2 cups of warm tap water, hot tap water, hot as you can get it out of the tap. So I'm going to dump that in, and I need 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. So I've got the half teaspoon measure here. I'm going to put 3 of those in there. That's a tablespoon
for anybody who wants to know.
All right, and about 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm going to just give it a couple of. That looks probably about like 1 and 2. And a couple dashes of salt. I've got, this is the pink Himalayan, but that's probably enough. And now I'm going to just take a whisk here and get that all stirred in together. Get the yeast mixed in there and honey dissolved. There, now we need to let that sit for about 5 minutes before we add anything else. So before we go any farther, I made a discovery that our tub that we keep in the kitchen with bread flour is empty, so I need to fill that, and this is how we store our bulk bread flour. This is just a food safe bucket with a gamma lid on there, and I need to fill this tub so we're ready for today and future baking. Now we don't use the Mylar bags for this because we go through it pretty quickly. It's not terribly long-term storage. We do store ingredients like this in bulk, but we use it a lot. All right, that looks full enough. I don't want this so heavy that my normal baker can't lift this. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but we do use the bread flour. I'm told that it has more of a gluten content and that the baked goods turn out better, which I can say I'm very happy with what we have around here. So let's move on to the next phase. All right, as you can see down in there, our yeast mixture is all bubbly and frothy looking. That means that it's good and active, and we are ready to start adding more ingredients. I'm going to put in 3 of these scoops of flour. I'm not exactly sure what the measurement is, but that is what the expert baker has suggested that I do. All right, now we're gonna get this ready to go. Start mixing. And all right, I'm gonna just kind of turn this on low. Let that mix for a while. A little more flour, as you could see from it mixing, that it really hasn't formed a ball yet. So we're gonna put in some more flour. All right, we're going to put all of that in there. And now we're going to turn the mixer on again and see if it forms the ball here. Almost there. We have a pretty good I guess you would call it a dough ball started, but I'm going to add another about a half a scoop of flour just so it's not quite so wet. Into a pretty good ball and it's not sticking to the sides. So now I'm gonna put the dough hook back down in there and we are gonna let it knead for about 5 minutes. A little bit of just regular flour on the counter here so it doesn't stick. This isn't our bread flour, this is just the regular stuff. Now I'm going to get this out of here. I need to knead this a little bit to get it into more of a better looking ball for it can rise. So we're just gonna fold it in on itself. All right, so I guess you need to kind of keep doing this and push it away from yourself. And I can really feel this changing. It's kind of becoming, I guess you would say, elastic.
Try your pinch test and see if your pinch pops right back out. Maybe a little bit more.
All right, I've got it into kind of a nice looking ball. I guess that's what we're looking for. And I'm gonna put it back in the mixing bowl. We hit this with a little bit of olive oil spray just so it doesn't stick. So I'm gonna put that in there and put the towel over the top and let it raise for an hour. All right, let's have a look. Oh, that's raised up nicely. So now I need to kind of punch it down. Now we're gonna take it out of here and roll it around here a little bit. All right, we've got it kind of rolled out into like a little log here, so I'm gonna cut it in half. I'll just set him aside. We're gonna work with that, so I'm gonna cut it in half again. Half again. And half again. Balls. Now we're gonna, all right, now we're gonna go in half again. Kind of go the other way. So I'm kind of rolling these into, I guess, balls again. These are going to be our hamburger buns. Now for the buns for the brats, I kind of got to roll these out a little bit oblong here. Okay, we've got everything all rolled out how we want it. We have our brat buns, 4 of those, 4 burger buns, and we had enough for a loaf of bread. So let's get this ready to go. I'm gonna give this a little spray of olive oil. Keep it from sticking. So our 4 burger buns are gonna go in this. Our loaf of bread is gonna go in there. baking sheet with parchment paper for our brat buns. So now I'm going to cover this with a towel. We're going to let it rise again to about double its current size. All right, everything is sat for an hour covered, so let's take a look at it. I would say that that is all ready to go. It's looking pretty good. It's raised pretty nice. Our bread is looking okay. So I'm gonna just give these a little shot of olive oil spray on top. Melted butter might be better, but I'm going easy today. We've got our oven preheated to 350. So I'm gonna put the buns in here on the bottom rack. And the bread on the top. And we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. I think the buns should probably take a half hour, closer to an hour for the bread, so we'll see. Right, it's been a half hour and we are gonna see what everything looks like. Here are the hamburger buns. And the brat buns. There's some brown on the bottom, feeling pretty firm. I think those are done, and let them cool down and we'll have to see if they're any good. And the bread, that turned out pretty decent looking also. All right, it's time to try out these brat buns and see how they turned out. They look pretty good inside. They're nice and fluffy. Got some mustard on there. I'm gonna put some zucchini relish. And a brat. All right, let's go try this. All right. Well, they turned out very well. I'm very happy with them. They are definitely a lot more filling than your basic store-bought buns, but I'm glad you came on this journey with me, and sometimes it's good to learn things that you don't particularly like doing, and maybe I've said it before, but I don't really like to cook things where I have to handle dough, but it was definitely a learning experience for me. So until next time, be blessed.